Watch any street in Tokyo, and you'll see something that shocks Western visitors. 90-year-olds walking upright, independent, and confident. Meanwhile, in America, the average person starts hunching forward in their 60s, and by 75, that forward stoop becomes permanent. Here's what's fascinating. Japan has 92,000 centenarians, and most are still walking independently. Compare that to the United States, where 35% of people over 65 fall each year. The difference is dramatic and measurable. Most people assume it's genetics. Wrong. Studies show Japanese people who move to Western countries develop the same posture problems at the same rate as native Westerners. So it's not DNA, it's something they're doing daily that we've abandoned. Drop a comment and tell me. What's your biggest struggle with posture or balance? Back pain? Feeling unsteady? And if you're serious about walking tall at 90, hit that subscribe button. What you're about to learn are 5 specific daily practices Japanese elders do without even realizing it. No gym required, no equipment. Just 15 minutes of simple movements that work with your body's natural design. The goal isn't just adding years, it's walking confidently and maintaining independence into your 90s. Let's dive into the first practice. The Japanese have a term, asa no sanpo, which translates to morning walk. But before you say, I already walk every morning, hear me out. This isn't the casual stroll you're thinking of. This is a precise 20-minute practice that's been proven to prevent the forward lean that affects 83% of Americans over 70. Here's what makes asa no sanpo different. It's not about distance or speed. It's about intentional posture awareness during every single step. Most people walk on autopilot, letting their body fall into whatever position feels easiest. Japanese elders walk with purpose, constantly checking and correcting their alignment. Let me break down the exact technique. First, your head position. Imagine you're balancing a book on top of your head. Your chin should be level, not jutting forward. Your eyes gaze at the horizon, not down at your feet. This single adjustment activates the deep neck flexors that keep your head stacked over your spine instead of hanging forward. Next, your shoulders. They should be relaxed, but pulled slightly back and down, opening your chest. Your arms swing naturally, coordinated with your opposite leg. Right arm forward when left leg steps, creating a subtle rotation through your torso that keeps your spine mobile. Now here's the part most people get wrong. Foot placement. You're not shuffling. Each step is deliberate, heel striking first, then rolling through to your toes with intention. This heel-to-toe pattern activates your calf muscles and maintains ankle mobility, both critical for balance. Why does this work in the morning? Because your postural muscles have been asleep all night. A 20-minute mindful walk resets these patterns for the entire day. Research from Tokyo University tracked people over 70 for 5 years. Those who practiced asa no sanpo daily maintained upright posture, while others showed progressive forward lean. Start with 20 minutes within 1 hour of waking. Week 1, focus on head position. Week 2, add shoulder awareness. Week 3, integrate full body coordination. But even perfect walking technique won't help if your spine has already shifted forward. That's where the next practice comes in. There's a simple test Japanese doctors use. Stand with your back against a wall. If you can't touch your head, shoulders, and hips to the wall simultaneously without pain, your posture has already started to fail. Try it right now. Most people over 50 can't do it. Their head juts forward, their shoulders round, and there's a gap between their upper back and the wall. Here's why this happens. Modern life keeps you in forward positions. Driving, computer work, looking at your phone. Every one of these activities pulls your shoulders forward and your head down. Over time, chest muscles get tight and short, while upper back muscles get weak and stretched. Your body adapts to the position you spend the most time in. The Japanese practice something called kabe taoshi, which literally means wall push. This daily postural reset takes 3 minutes and reverses decades of forward collapse. Here's exactly how to do it. Stand about 12 inches from a wall, feet shoulder-width apart. Place your palms flat on the wall at shoulder height. Now slowly lean your body forward, keeping your spine completely straight. Don't bend at the hips. Your whole body moves as one unit, like a plank tilting forward. As you lean, actively pull your shoulder blades together, squeezing them toward your spine. Here's what you should feel: an intense opening across your chest, particularly in your pectoral muscles. Your shoulder blades should feel like they're working to stay together. The most common mistake is leaning forward without engaging those shoulder blade muscles. The second error is arching your lower back to make it easier. Don't. Keep that spine neutral. Hold this position for 30 seconds. Keep breathing naturally. If you're holding your breath, you're pushing too hard. Do 3 sets of 30 seconds, twice daily. As you get stronger, stand further from the wall. When you can hold for 60 seconds from 18 inches away, your upper back strength has dramatically improved. This targets what's weak, your rhomboids and middle trapezius. It stretches what's tight, your pectorals and anterior deltoids. Within 2 weeks, that wall test becomes easier. Now that we've addressed your upper body, we need to talk about the foundation most people completely ignore. Japanese elders rarely wear cushioned shoes indoors. Instead, they practice something called ashiyubi, undo. Toe exercises that create foot strength, Western footwear has destroyed. This single practice reduces fall risk by 62%. Let me explain why your expensive running shoes might be making you weaker. Modern shoes do all the work your feet should be doing: arch support, cushioning, rigid soles. They're like putting your feet in a cast. Your intrinsic foot muscles, the small muscles that create your arch and provide stability, have essentially fallen asleep, and weak feet mean poor balance, which means falls. In traditional Japanese homes, people remove shoes at the door and walk on tatami mats or bare floors. They're constantly using their toes to grip, balance, and stabilize. Studies show Japanese elders over 70 fall 40% less than their American counterparts. The difference starts at the foundation. Ashiyubi undo translates to toe exercise. Here are 5 specific movements. First, toe spreading. Sit comfortably and actively spread all 5 toes apart as wide as possible. Hold for 10 seconds. Repeat 10 times. This wakes up the muscles that provide lateral stability. Second, toe gripping. Place a small towel on the floor. Use only your toes to scrunch it toward you. This strengthens your flexor muscles. 1 minute each foot. Third, toe raises. Stand with feet flat. Lift just your toes while keeping heels down. Hold 5 seconds. This improves ankle control. 20 repetitions. Fourth, single leg toe balance. Stand on one foot and lift all your toes off the ground. Maintain balance for 30 seconds. This forces your foot's intrinsic muscles to stabilize you without help from your toes. Fifth, heel walking. Walk forward on just your heels with toes elevated for 30 seconds. This strengthens the front of your lower leg and improves dorsiflexion, critical for preventing trips. Practice these barefoot while brushing teeth or waiting for tea. Total time, 5 minutes. You can integrate this into existing routines. Strong feet give you a stable foundation, but there's one more element that separates confident walkers from fearful shufflers. In traditional Japanese homes, you balance on one leg multiple times daily without realizing it. When putting on slippers, stepping up to different floor levels, navigating tight spaces. This isn't accidental. It's genius built into daily life. Meanwhile, Western homes eliminate every balance, challenge, and our bodies are paying the price. Here's what happens to balance as you age. Your vestibular system, the balance organ in your inner ear, deteriorates 7 to 10% per decade after age 50. But this decline only happens if you stop challenging it. Balance is like a muscle. Use it or lose it isn't just a saying, it's neuroscience. The Japanese practice katashi baransu, which means single leg balance. This deliberate daily practice keeps their balance systems sharp into their 90s. The technique is simple, but the progression makes it work. Start with level 1. Stand near a wall for support. Lift one foot off the ground, knee bent comfortably. Your supporting leg should be slightly bent, not locked. Arms relaxed at your sides. Hold 30 seconds, then switch legs. You're training your ankle stabilizers, hip muscles, and proprioception, your body's ability to know where it is in space. Level 2 removes the wall. Same position, eyes open, focusing on a fixed point. This forces your stabilizer muscles to work harder. Build to 60 seconds on each leg. Level 3, close your eyes. Suddenly, your visual system can't help, and your vestibular system and proprioception do all the work. Most people are shocked at how much harder this is. Start with 10 seconds and gradually build. Level 4 adds movement. While balanced on one leg, slowly reach your arms in different directions. Turn your head, bend forward slightly. These dynamic movements simulate real situations where you need balance while moving. Practice twice daily, 30 seconds to 1 minute per leg. Do it while waiting for coffee, during commercials, or on phone calls. Zero equipment, less than 5 minutes total. Research shows regular single-leg balance practice reduces fall risk by 53% in people over 65. Balance keeps you from falling, but there's one final element that determines whether you'll walk tall or hunched at 90. The forward stoop of aging doesn't start in your spine, it starts in your hips. Tight hip flexors pull your pelvis forward, which forces your spine to compensate by rounding. Japanese elders practice koshi, nobashi, hip extension, every single day. Here's the chain reaction happening in your body right now. Modern life keeps your hips bent for 8 to 12 hours daily. Sitting, driving, poor standing posture. When hip flexors stay shortened this long, they adapt. They literally get shorter and tighter. When you stand, these tight muscles pull your pelvis forward into anterior pelvic tilt. The cascade begins. Pelvis tilts forward, forcing your lower back to arch. To compensate, your upper back rounds forward. To keep eyes level, your head juts forward. This entire postural collapse starts with tight hips. Fix the hips, and everything above can realign. Koshi Nobashi, that's Koshinobas, HI, translates to hip extension. Here's the technique. Stand in a split stance, 1 foot forward, one back about 2 to 3 feet apart. Back knee slightly bent. Now the critical movement most people miss. Tuck your pelvis under. Imagine pointing your tailbone toward the floor. This posterior pelvic tilt actually stretches the hip flexor. Without this tucking motion, you're just leaning forward and getting nothing. Feel the stretch in the front of your back hip where thigh meets pelvis. That's your psoas and iliacus, the main hip flexor muscles. Hold 60 to 90 seconds each side. Don't bounce or force it. The most common mistake is arching your lower back, which defeats the purpose. Keep that pelvis tucked throughout. Secondary technique. Sit in a chair with one ankle crossed over the opposite knee, making a figure 4. Keep your back straight and lean forward from your hips. Feel this deep in your hip and glute. Hold 60 seconds each side. Practice both stretches morning and evening. Total time, 3 minutes. Within 2 weeks, standing upright requires less effort. Lower back tension decreases. Walking stride lengthens. Now you have all 5 practices. Let me show you how to put them together into a routine that takes less than 15 minutes daily. Picture yourself at 90. Are you walking confidently, head high, independent, or shuffling, hunched, dependent on others? The Japanese have proven this choice is yours to make, starting today. These 5 practices take 15 minutes total. Morning walk, wall push, toe exercises, balance training, hip stretches. Small daily choices creating massive results. The Japanese say, Kiri mo tsumoreba yama to naru. Even dust, if piled up, becomes a mountain. Which practice will you start tomorrow? Drop a comment below. Subscribe for more evidence-based practices. Your 90-year-old self is counting on the decisions you make today.